and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked this week. I think let's go through these briefly one by one. We'll go through them in a little bit more detail, and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right, we have a Visconti Blue Ripple. We have a Classic Pens LM1 in the Flame Red. We have a Wahl Eversharp Decoband Oversize in the Positano. We have a Visconti Homo Sapiens Caput Mundi. We have a Wahl Eversharp Decoband Oversize in the Wild. We have a Santini Libra in the Laurel. We have a Pelican M1000 Raden Sunlight. We have a Visconti Medici Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli. We have a Visconti Ducali Palazzo, and this is the D Saswallo. And then we have a Visconti Opera Master River Thames. So let's take a look at these pens in a little bit more detail. So this is the Visconti Blue Ripple, and a lot of you will probably say, no, that's a black pen. It is a really dark blue, sort of a sort of metallic blue pen, slightly pearlescent, because you'll see here where the light shines, you'll probably see that it's a lighter blue here, or you can see blue instead of black. And likewise on the clip here, if I sort of shine the light across here, you'll see that there. This is a really beautiful pen. It's a Visconti in the kind of like the watermark type of pen. But this is really beautiful. It's been a pen that's been on my radar for a number of years. I've always wanted to pick it up, and I never did. And I decided I would. So I picked this one up, and I really do like it. I love the cracked ice white effect. This is quite a heavy pen. If I unscrew the cap, you'll notice it has an 18 karat gold medium nib there. This is the older 18 karat gold nibs. It's got a double reservoir. It's a power vac filler as well. So it holds around 2.5 milliliters of ink. I can post the cap, but this is hugely back weighted, so it's not something that I want to do. Now, this all is solid silver, so this is why this is very weighty. And then it's coated with this like blue black enamel, and maybe you'll see the blue there a little bit more on that cap finial there. But this is a really beautiful pen, and I absolutely love it a lot. I like how it writes. It's just a great pen. So I have that one inked up with me this week. The next pen is the Classic Pens LM1 from Andy Lambrou, and this is in the diffusion bonded acrylic. This is the Flame Red. This was made by Paul Rossi, and this is really beautiful. These pens, not only the LM1s, but more so the LB5s that were actually made by Sailor, go for a lot of money now. So this is a cartridge converter pen. It has a 18 karat gold Bock nib on here with Classic Pens logo engraved into that with a ABS plastic feed. But you'll see here, this says that it's a 500 limited edition run, and this is number, I think that's number 6 there, if I can see that just right. I'm trying to look through, yeah, number 6. I'm trying to look through the camera, and it's a little bit awkward. So, but that's number 6 of 500. So that is a limited edition one. I also have the Wahl Eversharp Decoband, and this is the Oversize, and there's a little bit of ink on the nib there. Let me wipe that off. You'll see it's an 18 karat gold medium nib. But this is a beautiful pen, and if I can get that pattern to line up, there you go, look at that. That's just a galaxy there. It's a beautiful, beautiful sort of chatoyance going on there on that body. It's just brilliant. So I really like that material. It's a resin, it's not a celluloid, but it's a beautiful, beautiful resin. So I have that one inked up with me this week. I also have my trusty Visconti Homo Sapiens Caput Mundi. I even actually have the power vac knob opened up because I have just finished writing with this. I forgot to close that down. So this is a beautiful pen, and this is, if I can find it here, engraved very, very shallow there. It's a limited edition one of 50, and this is number 7. It's a Homo Sapiens with the hook safe lock, double reservoir, power vac filler, holds 2.5 milliliters of ink, and it's got a 23 carat Palladium medium nib there. This writes really, really lovely. Super wet, and it writes smooth. I just love how it writes. Although I do find I have to be careful at what inks I put in that pen, because I think if I'm not mistaken, the original ink that I wanted to pair up with that pen, I normally do pair inks with pens a lot of the time. The original ink was Diamine Poppy Red, and it would feather like crazy on Rhodia. So I had to change the ink, and I think I then changed it to Diamine Wild Strawberry, and now I have Pelican Edelstein ink in there at the moment. And those inks are fine. The next pen I have inked up this week is the Wahl Eversharp Decoband Oversize, and this is in the wild, and this really is a beautiful, beautiful material. This is celluloid, and it comes with ruthenium trim here that you can see on the clip, but also ruthenium plated nib there as well. This is inked up with a black ink, but this is a really, really beautiful pen, and I do like the wild celluloid a lot. So I have that one inked up this week. I also have this one, and this you'll see here is, if I can find it, there you go. It says Santini, Italia, and this is the Libra model. So this is a resin, but again you can see that this resin is really quite beautiful there. Again, a lot of chatoyance going on, quite deep chatoyance there. It really is a beautiful material. These are very well built. I do like these Santinis, or certainly the Libras. Has an 18 karat gold nib here. This is a flexi nib. It's a fine nib, not a medium nib, but I do like that. So I have that one inked up with me this week as well. I also have this one, and this is one that I had inked up, I think, last week. This is a Pelican M1000 Raden Sunlight, and if I just twirl that there, you'll see those Raden strips. They are absolutely mesmerizing, and these are not cheap pens to have Raden in, but they are beautiful. So this is a Pelican M1000 nib. It's an 18 karat gold medium nib. But these are just beautiful pens, and I always like inking up my Pelican M1000s. I don't ink them up as much as I should do. I would like to use them more. I just find that the nibs are a little bit more on the broader side for me, so I typically tend to go for mediums at the moment, so, or more medium-ish nibs. So for me, that sort of that's probably why I'm not inking them up as much as I would like to. Then I have this one inked up, and this is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. This is in the Lapis Lazuli, and this is beautiful. It's made of marble or stone, and also solid silver, AG925, plated in gold vermeil, and it comes with one of the newer Visconti in-house 18 karat gold nibs. It's a medium nib. It writes more broader than a medium, but I like it, and this reminds me a lot of many of my 23 karat Palladium nibs, and I just love how it writes. It writes smooth, a slight bounce to the nib, nothing massive, but it's a wet writer. The next pen here I have inked up is the Visconti Ducali Palazzo di Sassuolo. And yes, it's a bit of a mouthful. The Ducali Palace and you'll see it here inscribed on the pen body here as I rotate it. It's quite an interesting palette. It's made of this yellow dawn material, and it just is a stunning pen. It has the old style Voyager keel clip on there, but this is a beautiful pen, and this has an old style 18 karat gold medium nib, two-tone nib, and it just looks gorgeous, and it writes gorgeous. I'm so glad that I picked that up when I did, from the US, and I'm just glad that I did pick that pen up. And then the last pen I have inked up this week is a pen I had inked up, I think, last week as well. This is a Visconti Opera Master, and this is the River Thames. It's a beautiful pen. I knew when this was a Chatterley exclusive, and there were only 28 of these made in this version. So it came with a number of different style clips. It came with the yellow gold, which was Sunrise. It came with a silver or rhodium trim colour, which was Midday, River Thames at Midday. And then it came with a rose gold trim, which was Sunset. And then it came with a ruthenium black trim, which was Midnight. And I picked up the Sunrise, and I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful pen. You can see there, so I've got a 1.3mm 23 karat Palladium stub nib, but it's a substantial pen in my hand, but I absolutely love it. It's really, really, really weighty, and I just find that I like a lot of weighty pens. I like lightweight pens as well, but I do like weighty pens, and these two definitely are very weighty. Actually, even the Wahls and this one as well, the Blue Ripple, Visconti Blue Ripple as well. So I think with that, let's go and do a writing sample. So the first pen here is the Visconti Blue Ripple. So I think let's do an ink swatch. And this is a really lovely writing pen. So this is the Visconti, and it's the Blue Ripple. It is a medium 18 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Diamine, and it's Imperial Blue. But that is a really nice blue ink. The next pen is the Classic Pens LM1 in the Flame Red. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this is a little bit more of a pastel colour red. So this is the Classic Pens LM1 in the Flame Red, and it has a medium 18 karat gold Bock nib, and then the ink in here is Pilot, Iroshizuku, and it's Fuyu Gaki, which is a very nice sort of pale pastel colour red. The next pen is the Wahl Eversharp Decoband Oversize in the Positano. So we'll do an ink swatch. And you can just see here that this is a super wet nib and a super wet ink as well. So this is the Wahl Eversharp. This is the Decoband, and I'm trying to write with no pressure whatsoever, because this combination of ink, paper and pen or nib will feather. So Wahl Eversharp Decoband, and it's the Positano, and it's a medium 18 karat gold nib, And then the ink in here is Aurora and Klinger. And it's Blue Mare, which is a really lovely sort of aqua blue, or sort of, I guess, turquoisey or cerulean blue coloured ink. The next pen inked up this week is the Visconti Homo Sapiens Caput Mundi. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And you can just see here that it's quite a wet writing nib. So this is a Visconti Homo Sapiens Caput Mundi, and it's a medium 23 cat Palladium nib, and then the ink in here is Pelikan, Edelstein, and it's garnet. But that is a lovely red ink. The next pen is the Wahl Eversharp Decoband Oversize in the Wild. So we'll do an ink swatch here. Now again, these Wahl Eversharp nibs write super wet. So this is a Wahl Eversharp Decoband, and it's the Wild, and it's a medium 18 cat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Lamy Black. And I don't actually write with black inks that often, and Lamy Black actually reminds me of a reason why I should, because this is a really, really lovely black ink. The next pen here is the Santini, and this is the Libra in the Laurel. So we'll do an ink swatch here. Now this is a fine nib, but it's also what they call the flexi nib. So you'll see there, it's getting a little bit dry. It's running a little bit dry on ink. So this is the Santini Libra in the Laurel. And it's a fine, I'm going to put here flexi nib. And it's a 18 cat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Diamine Meadow, which is a favourite green of mine. The next pen inked up is the Pelikan M1000 Raden Sunlight. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this is, again, another super wet nib, but also the ink is quite wet as well. So this is a Pelikan M1000 Raden Sunlight, and it is a medium 18 cat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Diamine, and it's Purple Rain, which is a beautiful purple ink that sheens a lot as well. The next pen is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And this is a lovely colour ink. And it's become one of my, I guess, one of my go-to inks lately. Certainly for this pen. So this is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico, and it's in the Lapis Lazuli, and it is a medium 18 cat gold nib. I can just about fit that on there. And then the ink in here is diamine, and it's lavender. And that is a beautiful colour ink. It's an ink that I have been going to a lot more lately. The next pen is the Visconti Ducali Palazzo. So we'll do an ink swatch. Now I'm just going to open up the power vac knob on here, just for it to write a little bit wetter. Now you shouldn't normally need to do that, but it does have a double reservoir, so I do need to do that on this one. So this is the Visconti Ducali Palazzo di Sassuolo. I think that's how I spell it. It's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold old style Visconti nib made by Bock. And then the ink in here is Sailor, Gentle, Kinmakusai. And that's beautiful orange ink. It's one of my favourite orange inks, along with Sailor Gentle Apricot. That's another beautiful ink as well. And then the last pen inked up is the Visconti Opera Master River Thames. So we'll do an ink swatch. Now this is a very broad nib. You can see there. So this is the Visconti Opera Master River Thames, and it's in a 1.3mm 23 cat Palladium stub nib. And then the ink in here is Pelikan, Edelstein, Sapphire, which is a beautiful sapphire blue ink. So I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. We have a Visconti Blue Ripple in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Imperial Blue. We have a Classic Pens LM1 in the Flame Red in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Pilot Iroshizuku Fuyugaki. We have a Wahl Eversharp Decoband Oversize in the Positano in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Rohrer and Klinger Blue Mare. We have a Visconti Homo Sapiens Caput Mundi in a medium 23 karat Palladium nib inked up with Pelikan Edelstein Garnet. We have a Wahl Eversharp Decoband Oversize in the Wild in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Lamy Black. We have a Santini Libra in the Laurel in a fine flexi 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Meadow. We have a Pelican M1000 Raden Sunlight in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Purple Rain. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Lavender. We have a Visconti Ducali Palazzo di Sassuolo in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Sailor Gentle Kinmakusai. And then we have a Visconti Opera Master River Thames in a 1.3mm 23 karat Palladium stub nib inked up with Pelikan Edelstein Sapphire. So there you have it. That's my currently inked pens for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.